prices of almost everything have been increasing. Gasoline prices have approached 100 per liter, major food items have become more expensive, and a grocery trip may easily cost several thousand pesos. This phenomenon is known as inflation. Depending on who you ask, you might hear different explanations for inflation. For some, inflation is primarily caused by changes in global oil prices affecting the cost of major commodities. Others would cite the high levels of government spending, the large amounts of transfer payments given away during COVID-19, or the monetary expansion performed by the central bank. The reality is that all of these factors likely contribute to inflation, but it is challenging to determine one particular root cause. Now, what's the big deal about inflation? Is it intrinsically harmful? Let's consider the specific case of fast food inflation to answer this question. In May, the price of the Jollibee Spaghetti Family Fan on Foodpanda was 220 pesos. Now, it is 242 pesos. So we can say that the 5-month inflation rate of Jollibee Spaghetti is 10%. Is this bad? Say you are an entry-level professional working at an accounting firm for 15,000 pesos net per month. Your salary has not changed between May and now, so assuming you only buy Jollibee Spaghetti, you will be able to purchase 61 pans per month now instead of the 68 you could buy back in May. Now, consider this. What if your salary increases by exactly 10% effective October, such that you now make 16,500 net monthly? In this case, you will still be able to buy the same 68 pans of spaghetti you would have been able to buy back in May. The lesson here is simple. Inflation does not matter in absolute terms, but it does matter when prices in the market increase disproportionately, especially when there is a disconnect between wage increases and that of essential commodity prices. This has been the case in the Philippines, especially in recent years. The minimum wage rate has only increased by about 7% since 2018, while the cumulative inflation during the same period is about 27%. In other words, the general price level has increased by double the increase in wages. Hence, people can buy less even if the amount they receive in take-home pay increases in absolute terms. Now, what circumstances lead some people to claim that they feel inflation is not that high? Inflation is computed based on the Consumer Price Index, which is constructed based on the weighted average expenditures of a typical consumer. In reality, each of us has a different basket of goods, and the prices of each basket change differently, so we feel that prices rise at different rates. For example, if a person's basket of goods only contained a KFC spaghetti super platter and nothing else, they would feel like the inflation rate is zero because the price did not change between May and now. The headline inflation rates reported in the news try to capture the movements in the prices faced by a typical Filipino household. Given all this, how should working professionals respond to inflation? First, be smart about savings. The advice of storing a large part of one's savings in a traditional bank would not cut it anymore. With the high levels of inflation, you would lose more in purchasing power than you would earn in interest. It might be a good idea to explore these emerging PDIC-insured digital banks, which offer significantly higher yields, as well as other investment opportunities that generate returns higher than the inflation rate, for as long as you understand what you're getting into. Second, start a side hustle and pursue promotions. Employees whose sole income stream is the fixed salary they receive are the most hurt by inflation. Wages tend to be sticky. They don't change quickly in response to market conditions, with raises only granted once or twice a year. Therefore, having your own business on the side where you can set the rates charged would help soften the blow of rising prices. Of course, another way to counter inflation is to receive promotion after promotion, which comes with significant pay bumps. As such, it is essential to work hard so that God can bless the work of your hands and grant you that promotion in Jesus' name. Third, trust in God as the provider. Jesus teaches us in Matthew 6 verses 31 and 34 from the NLT, "So don't worry about these things, saying, 'What will we eat? What will we drink? What will we wear?' Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. Meanwhile, Psalm 37:25 says, "Once I was young and now I am old, yet I have never seen the godly abandoned or their children begging for bread." No matter how high the prices become, there is nothing to fear because God will make a way for our needs to be met.